Just like any social media, any content, any product, distribution is key. You need to learn the best way to distribute your product, your service, or in your case, your music, to get the biggest impact you can, the biggest footprint, and the largest audience. Hello, I'm Alan Spicer, and this is a tutorial from Open Mic UK on artist development. When I create YouTube videos, I make sure that it's pushed out to as many social media platforms as possible. I've got tools and tricks and forums and groups and playlists and group lists and mailing lists, and the core lesson here is I push it out to as many people as possible, so therefore as many people as possible can come in and find me, fall in love with me, share me with a friend, just generally understand who I am, learn my face. And this is the same with your music. You need to figure out a way to distribute your content through the distribution channels that are available to music creators and artists like yourself. In fact, distribution is the only way, as an independent or a small up-and-comer, that you're going to get seen. The only way that you'll float to the top and be the cream that the companies skim off for later. So what is distribution in music? Distribution is where you get your music onto platforms for people to listen to, for them to share, to discover you, also to purchase you or stream you. In the past, it was all about getting a master copy and sending it to radio stations and getting it into the right hands of people, or printing it on vinyl and hoping that the right person just takes pity on you and sits there and plays it on air, or really falls in love with you and your music. A lot of time and effort went into the artwork and the eye-catchiness and the crafting of the brand. Now, I'm not saying that this art is dead. I'm just saying that it's much less bottlenecked these days, because you don't just have to catch the eye of one person sitting in a tower that could possibly one day make or break your career. It's not 100% paramount now that you're Simon Cowell serving cups of tea to people 20 years before you become a multi-millionaire. Now, distribution and awareness can be started from a simple thought in your own brain, a few passwords, a few logins, and some very clever websites. I mean, everybody's heard of iTunes and Spotify these days, and those have no person sat at a desk waiting for you to make the perfect art sleeve. But what you do need is a digital aggregator. So what is digital music aggregation? This is the digital service that actually delivers your songs to platforms such as iTunes and Spotify. Aggregators earn their money from charging a small percentage on actually getting your song into a platform, and then the share of the revenue created from that push, that promotion. Basically, every time someone streams or downloads your song or purchases your song, because it's come through the aggregator, they'd get a small slice, you get a small slice, and everyone's happy. It's made much harder to get onto these platforms without an aggregator. These kind of help, they kind of vouch for you. You can also fill in the information much easier. The titles, the playlists, it hooks it up to your profile, it makes it look more professional, it kind of wins you over, because anybody that's tried to push their own podcast or music via iTunes knows that there's a huge form to fill in, and sometimes you just tweak it wrong, or the art's wrong, or the title's wrong, and you have to go through the whole process again. An aggregator makes it easier for you. In some cases, aggregators will charge an annual fee to keep your content online, and new subscription models seem to be arriving at the moment, where you kind of choose how many albums or songs you have, and then you pay an annual fee based on the size of your back catalogue. So you're wondering, how do I sell my own music? Now, as a musician, you'll build up a fan base, you'll go out there and you'll create content and songs, and you'll want to reach out and hopefully sell this to your fans, making income from all of that hard work, that way kind of semi-validating or at least motivating you, because it may just be one album, but at least you know someone's bought it, someone's into you. And many businesses and many successful careers are built on just that first sale that really helped them feel that they're onto something. Now, there are two ways of doing this: physical sales and digital sales. Now, in the good old days when I was a baby and other things, there was tapes and LPs, and then as you grew older there was CDs, and now there's still CDs, but it's kind of most people stream it or download it. Now, CDs still exist and people love vinyl these days. There seems to be a 800% surge in the last 2 years. And the idea of buying a CD for as little as 50p, or, you know, going into the bargain basement bin at Woolworths, that's how old you are, Alan. You've referenced a store that doesn't exist anymore. But some people truly love that physical format, so you can still make CDs and sell them at gigs, or you can push them onto digital services. This is where the aggregation comes in, because if you're not aggregating your content online, you're missing out on things like iTunes and Apple. The power of millions and millions of people that can reach your content via Spotify simply through their phone. They could wake up one morning and not know who you are, and by the end of the day, they could have found you through genre or through friends or through playlists, something that couldn't happen if it was solely based on CD after CD after CD. Now, I have done a video that deep dives into distribution on Apple and Spotify. I'll put it in the card up here, but the core things that you need to focus on is your title, your album artwork, your lyrics, a release date, the songwriters that are on that album, the stores that you wish to submit it to, and an ideal price in mind. And then you just need to hunt out your aggregators. Now, there are some cheap ones such as TuneCore, Songcast, Ditto Music, but there are a long list of others that also have either subscriptions or kind of benefits connected to them. DistroKid, for example, has a direct connection with Spotify. You can hunt out things like AWOL and BeatChain, Amuse, CD Baby, Bandcamp, Horus Music, Fresh Tunes, Sounddrop, Level Music, Roundnote, not to mention your obvious distribution methods outside of these, which happen to be your social media, your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, in which if you want to learn how to distribute and promote your music using Instagram, we've done a video here. Now remember to subscribe for weekly artist tutorial videos every Wednesday on this channel. You can learn as you wish to grow and improve in your career. There's a playlist here as well.